Hello and welcome. We have already seen the major data structures, lists, tuples and dictionaries, and we saw the difference also between them. Today is the concluding part of the series. We will see certain interrelations between the two and a particular structure which is about containing unique data. Alright? So, let's begin. Let us first start with some interrelations between list and dictionaries. To do that, we first create a dictionary. As usual, I have already made some arrangement. So here I go, paste it here, and then as usual take the first step. So there you are, we are having a dictionary in hand. Now note, if we use the function keys, values and items, what do we get? So here we are, and here we go. Notice all of them are giving objects. All you need to do is you can directly convert them to a list. So you can write yes, and here we are. Okay, so they can be directly converted to a list. So this is true for the other functions too. The same can be achieved interestingly by just writing no such luck for the values though. Alright. Now remember, I had mentioned in previous session that dictionary is a good way to store data when there is a 1-1 onto mapping between two lists where one has unique elements. Well, Python gives a very handy way to achieve it. Consider these two lists. I think 3 is enough. So here you are. Now there is a function called zip. See what it does. Notice it creates a list of tuple where the first element of each tuple is taken from first list and second one from second list. Now the magic. Instead of list, we write dict. And bingo, we have this, a dictionary where the keys are from the first list and the values are from the second list. Now next type of container, as I said in the introduction, of unique elements is a set. So let us first create one, rather two, but first some list with duplicates. There we are, and another one. So let's create the list first, and here we go. And now convert them into set. I say S1 equal to set of li1, S2 equal to set of li2, print S1 is S1, and here we are. Note the duplicates are gone, but the elements are no more in the same order as they were in the list. It may be tempting to try to access the element by the index, but unfortunately that is not possible. If you write notice gives an error. Okay. What we can do though is membership testing. For example, we can write as you can as well guess, the first one is true and the second one is false. List or tuple operations are also invalid over here, so don't write this. Error again. Okay. Now for some of its methods, we know how to view them. All we need to do is dir s1, here we are. Notice whatever operations you have studied, as I said in your class 9-10, intersection, union and symmetric difference. Okay, so some of the commonly used methods, s1 dot, let's press a tab, union s2, and here we are, the union between S1 and S2, the intersection between S1 and S2, and symmetric difference between S1 and S2. Symmetric difference means things that are uncommon, okay, things which are either in S1 or in S2 but not in both. There are some validation functions, as you can see, is disjoint, is subset, is superset, so they are there to check. Okay, so S1 dot say is subset S2. Of course it is not a subset, so it will give a false. Okay, notice another interesting thing, that these guys are in curly brace. Effectively they are internally stored at some sort of a dictionary, that is why you are not able to access them using the index. Okay guys, so that was it. We saw what a set is, and an interesting property of the set, that you cannot access the elements using the 0, 1, 2 index, but it contains certain other types of interesting properties and methods, whatever you have studied in your class 9-10 set theory. Right? Hope you enjoyed the session. Happy coding.